going on? Jeff Hardy, the Charismatic Enigma here, and you are watching the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast.
Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, some rosy on the wood. Standing on the shit so you can get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, something rosy on the wood. And bitch, I got the belt so you just get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Body I'm turning, big old wood I'm burning. Big old booty I'm yearning, big old bucks I'm earning. I put her in for a designer, pushing on Rico behind her. I'm about to give her that weight, yeah, she ain't living like China. I got stripes from referee, I put a ring on the Stephanie. Me and the team is building a legacy, winning the goals separately. It's time to play the game. I had to change the name, Rolly the band is playing. You couldn't find a stain. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, some rosy on the wood. Standing on this shit so you can get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, something rosy on the wood. And bitch, I got the belt so you just get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good.
Yo! That was great. That was a great one. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 23 of the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast. Of course, I am your host, the illustrious. I almost want my name to be like, you know how I got the thing that says Mandy? I almost wanted to say illustrious. Anyway, the illustrious Dame Don. It is me, your host. Hello. On this episode, I will be talking about humble. Now, as I was going over my run sheet, before I get into the before we get started, because I do have a before we get started this week, but I just want to say, when I was making the run sheet for this episode, I feel like it made a lot more sense in my head than it did like when I was writing it down. So like maybe, hopefully, when I'm saying it, like you picking up what I'm putting down, because I feel like it makes a lot more sense in my head. But we're just gonna, brush past that. Today's episode is humble. Before we get started, I just want to say that firstly, my motto for the year, I feel like, is just go for it. Hold on, I forgot something. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I forgot the earrings. But look, I feel like my motto for 2022 is just to simply go for it. Just do it like you fucking Nike. You feel me? I feel like I've been in a lot of predicaments where I've held myself back, or I didn't go like full throttle when I should have went full throttle. I also overthink a lot, so I feel like I'll overthink myself into a position, or overthink myself into staying in the same position. Like for moving, for example, I feel like I will overthink myself into not moving out of state, or overthink myself into not moving to a place I want to think like. So I just feel like I need to just stop thinking so much and just go for it. I feel like that is my motto for the year 2022. That is the first thing I wanted to say. That is my motto for the year. With that being said, with just going for it, that I actually did take an opportunity this past week where a professional wrestler, Jade Cargill, I'm wearing her shirt. She's the TBS champion. Not only is she the TBS champion, but Jade is 100% undeniably that bitch. Excuse me. But what she said. It made a tweet earlier this week, an Instagram post earlier this week, and she was basically just saying like she needed an edit with some of her matches, some of her promos, like a very vague post. Like, can somebody please make an edit with my matches and my promos? You'll be happy you did it. Very vague, didn't really specify what matches, what promos, like if she wanted background music, no background music. Like, she didn't really specify at all. So like, I seen the post and it was really weird, because typically I usually usually don't like watch stories as soon as they happen. I had seen this post like within 20 minutes of her making a post. Like, I usually don't watch stories that fast. That was just kind of like a sign in a way, like, because I usually honestly don't watch stories that fast. So that was just kind of like a sign. And then I screenshotted it right away, and I just kind of sat on it. And I had DM'd her, and I'm like I was finna get a reply or something. But I had DM'd her, and I'm like, when are you, like, what did I say? When do you need it by? And should I post it or should I just send it to you directly? Like, because I didn't know if I should post this or send this. So I'm like, what should I do? She never responded. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna make it. I was like, I'm still at work. I'm actually at work right now. Do what you gotta do on the fucking clock, ladies and gentlemen. I am on the clock right now, live and in color. It's 2:45. I get off at 5:30. Fuck them. Anyway, I was at work, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. So I'm just on YouTube, just screen recording all her matches, promos, just screen recording a bunch of different stuff. And I kind of put it together and I posted on Instagram. And this is what I actually came up with.
Realized that she messed with the wrong
bitch.
A storm is coming.
And that's pretty fucking dope, bro. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm gonna toot my own horn, bro. Like, that shit is fucking dope. But even before I uploaded it, swear to God, I was still looking at it, like, trying to find something wrong with it. Just because, in a way, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and that does work for and against me. Me being a perfectionist, it definitely does work for and against me. But I basically said all of that to say, just go for it. Like, don't hold yourself back. Don't doubt yourself. Because I swear to God, I was not going to make it. I was not going to post it. I was sitting there thinking like, oh, you know, she's going to be getting so many. She's not even going to see it. Da, 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 da. Just fucking go for it. Don't make no excuses. If you trying to copy me and start a podcast, copy me and start a podcast. Because a lot of y'all are. I know this isn't a wrestling episode, but I just simply wanted to tell people, just go for it. That is my motto for the year. That is what I'll be doing when I get the fuck out of Wisconsin, when I get the fuck out of the Midwest. I'm not a Midwestern. Me and my podcast set will be getting in the biggest box we can fucking find. I'm getting in the box with the items. And we're getting the fuck out of here. We're getting the fuck out of here. And we just have to simply just go for it. I know I've been talking about this every week, and I'm going to continue to talk about it until I am blue in the face. The Common Sense Ain't Common podcast is headed to St. Louis for the Royal Rumble. It is finally happening. It is finally happening this Saturday. Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view ever. Like, my all-time favorite pay-per-view, and then WrestleMania. Just really excited to go to this trip. I'm excited for all the surprises, all that. And of course, I will be turning that into a vlog. So make sure you check out vlog number 3, which will be the Royal Rumble. Of the 4 big shows that I have down. Because, you know, wrestling has the 4 big shows: WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and the Royal Rumble. So after I go to the Royal Rumble, I will have 2 of the 4 down. I only have WrestleMania and Survivor Series. You hear that dog barking? Excuse the fuck out of you. Fucking dog. Ain't no dogs barking around here. I got the window open. It's fucking hot in here. This ring light, bro, is so fucking hot. But anyway, I'll be down to 2 of the 4 shows. I know this isn't a wrestling episode, but, you know, like, I had to, you know, let y'all know. When I was going to St. Louis, the Royal Rumble is in St. Louis, and I was kind of apprehensive about going to St. Louis, honestly. I just feel like there wasn't anything to do. I still very much feel like there's nothing to do. There's just like, it's kind of just known for like a lot of historical stuff, like museums and things like that. And I honestly was just going to take my Xbox and sit in the hotel the whole time. But what I've decided I'm going to do is, since it's known for all these historical St. Louis places, I'm just going to go to them. Because I'll more than likely never go back to St. Louis again. So I might as well go and experience these historical museums, these historical things, and, you know, get all the pictures I can and, you know, just enjoy it. Because I'm probably honestly never going there again. I did hear it's very dangerous, so, you know, I'm going to try not to get fucking robbed. On Google, it says don't walk around downtown with no jewelry. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, I told somebody else I was going to St. Louis too, and he was like, really? St. Louis dangerous? Like, what the fuck is going on in St. Louis? I don't know anything about St. Louis besides the fact that Randy Orton is from there. Like, that's really all I know. Commercials will return for entrepreneurs and small black businesses next week. I actually don't have one just yet, but I will be reaching out to somebody. If you have a small business or thinking about starting up a small business or a song or anything you want to promote and you want to promote it on the podcast, you are more than welcome to do so. Just go ahead and hit me up in the DMs, comment on the video, you know, do whatever you got to do to get in contact with me. Reach out to production. They lazy ass will get in contact with me. And, you know, we can do the damn thing. I definitely want to try to put as much people on as possible. Lately, I have been overwhelmed with shit to do, and it is only going to get worse. Because right after my trip, I will become 3 job shorty. And if you count the podcast, 4 job shorty. I'll be having another job. So I feel like, honestly, I'm just going to be 100% honest and really transparent with y'all. The next 6 to 9 months, my schedule is going to be wicked. Honestly, because my main focus is saving and moving. I don't want to kick it. I don't want to go out. You know, we can maybe smoke here and there together or something like that. But like majority of it is just me in the zone, doing my podcast and working. Like, I'm in complete tunnel vision. I feel like it is nothing personal with anybody at this point. Like, I just really want to, I'm so focused on me right now. That's the best way to put it. Like, I am my main priority. It's all love to everybody, but it's about me right now. And it's going to be about me all 2022 or until further notice, honestly. But, you know, we can still hang out and stuff like that. But as far as going out and doing all that extra ass shit I used to do, it's just simply not an option anymore. I got to buckle down. I got shit to fucking do. I got shit to do. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. And I just feel like it's really important to, you know, just keep going. Even when you are overwhelmed. Right now, I'm extremely overwhelmed. I work 2 jobs. I'm getting ready for a trip. I'm getting ready to move. And then, you know, just when I'm trying to sit down and relax, I'll be like, oh, fuck. I gotta fucking record. And I'm happy we kind of have this understanding. Okay, I do know I have a lot of new subscribers. So I do want to say to the new subscribers, my Monday podcast is Tuesday-ish. It's Monday-ish. It's usually uploaded on a Tuesday just because the weekend and stuff like that. So it's usually Monday-ish, because some days you will get it on Mondays, but if you don't get it that Monday, it'll definitely be there Tuesday. I won't make you wait too long, and if I do make you wait, you will be getting instant updates on the podcast Instagram at C.S.A.C.Don, or I also encourage you to follow my personal Instagram at Don Life with 2 N's and 2 E's. We changed the Instagram handle, I told y'all. DONNLIFEE is the Instagram, and of course the Twitter is at Dame Don. I had to go back to the old Twitter just for business reasons. I can't really tell you what they are, but yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the topic. Before we do so, I want everybody to get your favorite liquor. What time is it where you are? It's probably early. It might be late. You know, if it's early, get you some coffee. Put a shot of espresso or something in it. If it's late, you know, take a shot. Spark your blunt. Spark your tobacco. Put the tobacco under your lip. Whatever you got to do. Do it now. And, of course, I am drinking the Casamigos Reposada. I'm already on vacation, honestly. Like, I'm drinking on the clock. I'm literally at work right now and I'm fucking drinking. with a chaser because I'm a lightweight. Cheers to all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support and the subscriptions and the follows and the shares and the comments and the likes and everything. I just want to thank y'all so much and keep it coming. You feel me? Let's get to that 1,000 subscribers. Let's get that 4,000 watch time. Let's get monetized. Let's get into the topic. Humble. Before I get into what I want to say, by definition, humble means having or showing a modest or low self-esteem of one's own importance. So basically downplaying yourself to make the other person feel okay. That's what I feel like humble is. Like you're basically downplaying how important you are to make the other people that are less important than you be okay with feeling less important than you. Don't feel less important than me. Just simply be more important. Or elevate yourself. Like you can do something. There's no way that you can just sit and be like, oh well, they're doing this. Oh, I wish I could do that. You simply can, bro. Anybody that's doing something, they didn't always know how to do that. At some point in time, they had no idea how to do that, and they had to look up how to do that. Even with podcasting, for example. I didn't know how to fucking podcast before I started podcasting. I just started podcasting. Like when you are humble in a sense, people think that they can play you almost. It's almost like, because now we live in an era where if you're not posting it, you just don't have it. Like we're living in this wild social media era where if you're not announcing all your moves, you're just not making no moves. And like that's really not the fucking case. Like it'll really be people that'll think they can play with you because you're not a boaster, you're not a bragger. And I'm definitely not saying boast and brag and throw it in people's face what you got. That's not what I'm saying at all. But sometimes you gotta remind people just who the fuck you is. You know what I'm saying? Like you not gonna come in here and act like you don't see what I see. Like, cause that's me. Like, I am very humble. Like, I know what I do. Like, you'll never catch me being like, oh, I can do this better than anybody. Well, you might, but for the most part, you'll never catch me being like, oh, I can do this better than somebody. I can do this better. I could do this better. But like, it'll just be reflected in my work. If somebody was to come and tell me and be like, oh, that J edit was ass, I would just look at them like, come on now. Come on now. Your intro is ass. Come on now. Come on now. Say you a barber and somebody come up to you and be like, oh, your line is be ass. You a tattoo artist. Your tattoo's ass. You a candle maker. Your candle's ass. Like, come the fuck on now. Stop playing games with me. I feel like when you be too humble, sometimes it lets people play with you. Don't fucking play with me, bro. Don't play with me. Cause you know I can do what the fuck I'm doing. I can do it better than you can. And that's why you're upset, because I can do it better than you. But it's not a matter of having to hate. Like, we can all grow together. I feel like that's another thing too. Or like, and this is really another topic, but if we all just came together and grew together, it would be a lot different than having to be separate and oh, I'm humbly speaking, or oh, I'm being humble. Like, we can all work together and ain't nobody got to be humble, because ain't nobody gonna feel like we bragging, because we all getting that shit together. Because really, I feel like people only think, oh, I'm not humble. Be like, they say you're not humble because you brag or you say what you have. Like, if I worked hard for what the fuck I got, why can't I speak about what the fuck I got? I worked hard as a bitch for this title. Do you realize how much fucking money sitting right here? I worked hard as a bitch for this shit. Like, why I can't say I worked hard for the shit that I have? Why I can't say that? Why can't you say that without somebody feeling some kind of way? And like, that's really what it is. They want you to devalue all the shit that you didn't pay for, all the work that you didn't put in. You making these shirts, and they want you to be modest about the shirts you making. Like, nigga, you killed that fucking design. The shirt code is a bitch. You don't got to be like, oh, it's alright. No, bro, that shit code is a bitch. And I do that shit too. Like, even like I just said with the J thing, I was looking for something wrong. Like, shit code is a bitch, bro. Don't doubt yourself. Like, you don't have to be humble in every situation. Right? We should just leave being humble in 2021. We should just leave being humble in 2021. But I also feel like people have this misconception, and they feel like being humble is all about what you have too. It's not all about what you have. It's about the kind of person you are, morally speaking. If you have morals, like it's not all about materialistic things or the things that you have or anything like that. It's not all about that either. Being humble is not all about that either. It could be how you carry yourself as a person. It could be how you act in situations. It's not all about materialistic things. But again, this is a generation where if you buy all the Cardis and don't post all your Cardis, you're humble. If you buy all the Prada shoes and you don't post all the Prada shoes, you're humble. Like, that's not how that fucking works. That's not how that works. That's just like when people say, oh, I'm blessed, only when money is involved. Like, that's not how that works. Like, me personally, I'm one of those people that I feel like I'm humble, but you're not going to act like you don't see what I see. Like, you're not going to act like I'm not doing my shit when I'm doing my shit, basically. Like, I just feel like in a certain way, in a certain aspect, we have to set boundaries for people and let them know, like, yeah, I got this. Yeah, I worked hard for this. And like, it basically, it's okay for you to. You see why I was saying like this didn't really make any sense, but it made sense in my head. You see why I was saying that? But let's just keep going. I just feel like it's cool to let people know what the fuck you got. I feel like it's cool to let people know what kind of person you is, and they don't have to feel some kind of way about it. Like, you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to be all extra and do all that. Like, I'm not even saying boast and brag about everything that you do have, but somebody try you, it is definitely okay to remind them what the fuck is up. That's basically the culmination of all this whole ramble. Because this is really a fucking ramble, because it didn't really make any fucking sense. At least not to me. It didn't even make any fucking sense. But like, I just feel like, you know, don't go out of your way to be humble, to prove to people that you humble, to people that ain't got shit. I don't have to don't let somebody that ain't got shit tell you to be humble, because they don't got nothing to be humble about. Come on now. They don't even have anything to be humble about. So how you gonna tell me to be humble when you don't even know what it feels like to be in this situation? You don't even know what it feels like to be in this position. So how you gonna tell me to humble myself and you don't even know what this feels like? How? That's really all I have for this week's episode. And again, I'm sorry if this didn't make any sense to you. And if it did make sense to you, I'm happy we were able to get somewhere. I'll be here Friday for our Royal Rumble prediction episode. And of course, I will have like a little before we get started, but it will be all wrestling related. Friday will be all wrestling episode, all wrestling all the time. That's it. That's all we're doing is covering wrestling. And then after that, we'll be doing the Royal Rumble vlog. I did a poll on my Instagram asking, is vulnerability weakness? And so that podcast will be coming within the next 2 or 3 weeks. It'll be after the trip for sure. I'm not sure if I want to record that before I leave and then drop that Monday. But I also feel like there's going to be so much content coming. Like, I feel like that would kind of throw it off. So I'm still trying to kind of find a game plan of when I'm going to drop the vulnerability episode. But it will be within the next 2 or 3 weeks. I will see y'all Friday for the Royal Rumble predictions. And again, sorry if this didn't really make any sense. Sorry.
Cold dog, that nigga cold dog. I got a cold shoulder for a fuck nigga if he prove he a mob. I'm pulling up, I got a hammer. I threw an X on the banner. She ain't there throwing that ass at me, but I when I fuck up she bama. She call me Billy like badass, I call her Billy like Jean. I never slack on the fast cash, even